Forget what you think you know about public school rivalries. Today, we're really unpacking this incredible and honestly deeply troubled story. El Dorado East and El Dorado West, secondary schools in Trinidad and Tobago.
Right. They literally share a fence, but their identities completely contradictory. It's quite something.
So that's our mission for this deep dive, the comparison.
Exactly. We're looking at this core paradox. You've got both schools hitting high achievements, but at the same time facing these severe systemic crises.
And the key finding you mentioned is they're linked.
Fundamentally linked by this violent, long-running student rivalry. The media actually calls it a gang war.
Okay, wow. Let's start with El Dorado East then. Their brand is the Blue Thunder. Sounds powerful.
It is. Historically, they're known as this sort of high-impact performance dynasty.
And we're talking serious achievements here.
Oh, yeah. Like induction into the Penn Relays Wall of Fame. That's huge international recognition for sprinting national cricket titles, too.
And academics.
Yep. Produced elite scholars. A national additional scholarship winner in natural sciences, for instance. Plus famous alumni, athletes like Mark Burns, the soca artist voice, Aaron St. Louis.
Okay, so a real powerhouse. But here's the twist, right?
This is what's fascinating. Despite that pedigree, the school's own website, well, it candidly admits the public perception is they have bad students.
They actually say that. Officially.
They do. That level of transparency kind of tells you how deep the disciplinary crisis runs.
So what kind of crisis are we talking about?
Well, look, there was alleged arson, damaged 2 classrooms, and then a really drastic intervention by the Ministry of Education.
Drastic how?
Mass removal. 21 students removed for deviant and disruptive acts. Things like extortion, they called it, taxing locally, and, gambling. Pretty serious stuff.
Definitely serious. Okay, so if East is dominance and acknowledged crisis, what about El Dorado West, El Do Gol?
Right, El Do Gol. Their whole brand is aspirational. It's centered on peace, respect, producing, quote, balanced, fruitful citizens.
But wait a second. Didn't West historically need higher entry scores on the SEA exam?
Yeah, that's true. 85-55 range versus East's 80-60 historically.
So shouldn't that academic edge, make them the safer bet? Did the sources explain why that didn't stop the violence?
Well, that's the contradiction they were wrestling with. West really trying to lean into that reputational difference. They went heavy on restorative approaches.
Like what?
They were picked as the launch site for the ministry's national peer mediation program. They even organized a public walk for peace in the community, really trying to reshape that narrative.
Proactive, then.
Very proactive.
Yeah.
But that internal focus, it just didn't hold the reality. Documented violence. There was that viral video.
Oh, I think I heard about that. A really bad fight.
A brutal public brawl right on campus led to 10 suspensions. And that wasn't all. The ministry also had to investigate a separate stabbing incident on campus.
A stabbing? Wow. So the peace narrative and the reality just didn't line up.
Not at all. And that points directly to the shared problem, the external crisis.
Right. This is where it becomes a community issue.
Yeah.
This Gully versus Gaza thing you mentioned.
Exactly. And look, this isn't just some minor schoolyard spat. This is systemic. El Dorado East is linked with the Gully, West with the Gaza.
And it got violent.
Extremely. We're talking about a student from West being stabbed with a broken bottle. Students throwing actual boulders over the fence dividing the school.
Boulders. Good grief.
Yeah. And it wasn't just students. The police, the PTAs from both schools, the principals, they were all involved trying to manage this feud. It confirms just how serious and systemic it was. It was affecting the whole area's security.
Okay, so let's bring it together. The institutional responses seem really different.
A clear contrast, yeah. El Dorado East, mostly reactive, punitive, the mass removals, that candid admission about their reputation.
Raw West.
They went for a proactive, restorative approach, the mediation, the peace walks, trying to build a different culture.
So for you, the listener, maybe trying to understand these schools, the choice isn't really between a good school and a bad one.
Not at all. It's a really critical weigh-off, isn't it? You weigh East's proven track record, elite achievements, high stakes against its really severe, acknowledged disciplinary problems.
Versus West's aspirational, peace-focused identity.
Which is up against its own documented history of extreme violence.
It really leaves you thinking. Which brings us to our final thought for you today. Given how deep this Gully versus Gaza rivalry seems to be, and these very different strategies, reactive punishment versus proactive mediation, what do the sources suggest? Which approach is actually more likely to work in the long run? to overcome something so embedded.
And what does that tell us about how much institutional branding can really do when faced with these deep-seated cultural issues? Something to consider.